Hello everyone, it is great to see you here once again on Dee's Delights. Today we're going to make Cordon Bleu casserole. This is a very, very good casserole. I made it the other day. I made it with ham. Today I'm going to make it with kielbasa. I'll show you at the end what Doug's response was to it with the ham. He liked it. But for this recipe you're going to need 1 pound of penny pasta, 4 tablespoons of butter, 2 cloves garlic minced, 3 tablespoons flour, 4 cups of chicken broth, 1 cup of heavy cream, a little kosher salt and pepper, 1 teaspoon mustard powder. This calls for 2 cups of shredded rotisserie chicken. Well, I'm going to bake some chicken and then I'm going to dice it. So it's up to you. You can pick up the rotisserie chickens at your local market. A lot of times Walmart supercenters have them. Our grocery store sells the whole little chicken, and that makes it good. Whichever you like. 1 cup of chopped ham. Well, I'm going to use 1 cup of fried kielbasa. I just think that has so much more flavor. 2 cups of shredded Swiss cheese. This is calling for 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese and 1 tablespoon of fresh parsley chopped. I'm going to use about a 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan and mix that with a 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs. And in the panko breadcrumbs, I'm going to add a little bit of melted butter. So you'll see. I'll show you here in a moment. You can mix this recipe up a little bit. Add seasonings that you like. Make it your own. So first what I'm going to do is cook the pasta according to the package directions. Then I'm going to drain and rinse. I'm going to go ahead and shred my cheese. We're going to need about 8 ounces because it's calling for 2 cups. I have 8.75. That's going to do it. So I got my cheese ready. I am going to get out a pack of boneless chicken breasts. It's just 3 here, and I may not use these all because we're just going to want 2 cups worth. So I have them laying on a sheet of wax paper, and I'll put another one on top. And then I'm going to beat them till they're about a 1/2 inch. And what that's going to do is make a tender chicken breast. So I'm going to preheat my oven to 425 degrees. There again, if you just want to go ahead to the store and pick up already cooked chicken breast, rotisserie chicken, whatever you want, but I'm just going to make it myself. So for the chicken, I'm just going to put aluminum foil on a cookie sheet. I am going to mix a few tablespoons of brown sugar. Let's just put about 3 tablespoons in here. Great thing about this is you can make extra chicken if you want. Do it all at one time. So we'll put about a teaspoon of dried oregano with the 3 tablespoons of packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon seasoned salt, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper. So let's just mix those together. I'm just going to get in with my fingers. Okay, let's go ahead and let's just start putting this on top of our chicken. I'm going to put it on both sides. This makes some good chicken, folks, even without the Cordon Bleu. And it's going to be nice and tender because we pounded the living daylights right out of it. Let's get it on both sides. All right. Let's move it to the foil-lined pan. Then what we're going to do is drizzle a little oil on it. We're just going to measure out about a tablespoon and work with that. So I'm just going to start drizzling a little oil on each chicken breast. And then just rub it with your fingers, rub everything in. And then we're going to bake it for about 16 to 19 minutes until the temperature is 165 degrees. You can also then broil it on high heat for a few minutes until it's golden brown and crisp. And then you're to let it rest for 5 minutes before serving. First, we're going to go ahead and melt our butter. You'll want to put it in a large skillet, pan over the stove, whatever you want, but go ahead and melt that 4 tablespoons. So once the butter melts, then we're going to want to add our clue. Once the butter melts, we're going to want to add our 2 cloves of garlic minced. Well, I am going to be using a ½ teaspoon of dried minced garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And then we're just going to want to cook it for about another 2 minutes. I'm going to save a couple tablespoons of butter because I'm going to melt that and mix in some panko breadcrumbs. Just because I love panko. Now I like seasoned panko. Okay, now that has browned. It's been about 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and we'll sprinkle our flour in there. 3 tablespoons. Cook for another 2 minutes or until it's browned. Now we're going to pour in the chicken broth, which is 4 cups, a 32-ounce box. And add your 1 cup of heavy cream. Put a little salt and pepper in there. I'm going to use a little kosher salt. Not too much. So I'll stir that a little bit. And then we're going to add our mustard powder, which is a teaspoon. And then we're going to cook that over to about medium-low, maybe 10 to 12 minutes. Let it become a little smooth and maybe a little thicker. I'm going to use just about a 1/4 cup. Can't speak today. I'm going to use just about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Just because I like some, I don't want it overpowering. The recipe calls for a ½ cup. I'm going to use ½ cup of panko breadcrumbs mixed with melted butter. Then I'm going to mix that all together with the 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Just stir every so often. And I better set the timer. I don't know about you guys. If I don't set a timer, I'll be off doing laundry. Totally forget I'm cooking in the kitchen. My 2 tablespoons of butter mixed in with my panko breadcrumbs. That'll help make them get crispy when we put it on top of the casserole. Then mix in with a 1/4 cup of the Parmesan. And that is ready to go for when we need it. So I'm going to go ahead and cook my sausage. I think I'm just going to cut it up into bite-sized chunks and throw it in the air fryer. It'd be really good fried in butter, but I don't feel like doing that today. So off to the air fryer it goes, or just fry it up in a skillet. And I'm going to bake this in a 9 by 13 pan, and I'm just going to go ahead and grease it a little bit. So everything is just about ready to mix together. Isn't this exciting? I know. I have to go to work today. I'm making this. I'm rushing around. I'm making this beforehand. Because till I get off work, I don't have time to cook, nor do I want to cook when I get home from work. And I only work part-time. Oh, here it is. Now that I'm older, I set my own hours. I usually work like 12 to 5 every day. Okay, so I'm going to remove this from the heat. I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to go ahead and cut up my chicken. So we'll see what that does. That looks good. It would have really looked good had I broiled it for a few moments, but it's going right in this pan, so it really doesn't matter. That chicken is great. That brown sugar and those seasonings, holy cow. I guess it's really not holy cow. All right, got about 2 cups there, which was about 2 chicken breasts. Gonna stir that in. Put in our sausage, the pasta. Can't forget about the pasta. Almost did forget about the pasta. Pasta has been sitting there for a while, so it starts to get a little sticky. So I'll mix that around first, and then I'll mix the cheese in. Okay, so we got the chicken, the ham, well, the kielbasa, the penny pasta. Make sure all those noodles are broke apart. They were sticking. Let's mix in Swiss cheese. Okay, you're going to want to mix that up good. You're going to want to get all the cheese mixed in there. Spread it around. Now we're going to cover it with the panko. Let's get everything covered in there. And then we're going to bake it at 400 degrees for 13 to 15 minutes. You figure everything's already cooked, so we're just heating it up. Off to the oven it goes, 13 to 15 minutes. I'll probably put mine in for 15. Look at that. I'll let it rest for about 15 minutes before I try it. And then I'll show you Doug's response from the other day when I made it with ham. Be back shortly. Very good, very good. I think you'll like it. You can also sprinkle a little parsley on top, whatever you want. But I like it better with the kibasi and the panko. Here's Doug's response from the other day. Mr. Miller has arrived to try the chicken cordon. Well, actually it's called Cordon Bleu casserole. There he goes. One massive size.
Makes you blue.
Yeah, yeah. Get a close up on Doug.
Get that camera out of my face.
What?
Can I eat a meal without having a camera on my face?
There he goes. One bite going in.
Ham.
Yes. Can you tell what else is in it?
Noodles.
Yes. Yes.
Milk.
Heavy cream. Yep.
Cheese.
Yes. Yes. Chicken.
Worcestershire sauce.
You know there was none of that. You just like to say that.
I think there's a little bit of
What do you think, Douglas?
cumin. What's that? What's
No,
that?
there's no cumin.
No cumin. Cumin.
Cumin.
Cumin.
Cumin. Cumin.
There's that cheese on top. Parmesan.
That's Parmesan. He's really doing good. There's some chicken broth in there.
Sugar.
No,
Salt
no
and
sugar.
pepper.
A little salt and pepper. So what's your thoughts on it?
That's good.
It's good? All right. Doug, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best and 1 being the worst, what would you rate this casserole?
9.75.
9.75. Okay, your daughter Kimberly gave me this recipe. I should say our daughter Kimberly gave me
Then
this
it's a
recipe.
9.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's see here.
Where's the rolls?
I didn't make any rolls. So thanks for joining us here once again on Dee's Delights, and we hope you... I forgot to turn the camera. We can't even see ourselves. I don't even know if we're still in the picture. I don't know. But thanks for joining us here once again on Dee's Delights, and we hope you have a fabulous day. Right, Doug?
Right. Evening.
Evening. Yes.
Afternoon.
Morning.